First, let me go and open the class notes. Go and open what? The class notes. Right. So now, here in today's from the last few classes, we are trying to understand about what we are discussing about this 4 introduction classes, guys. So among those 4 introduction classes, we done with what? We done with class 1, class 2, and also class 3. So in the class 1, we discussed about complete introduction to Power Platform. And in the class 2, we discussed about Power Apps. And in the class 2, class 3, we discussed about Power Automate. So today is class 4. Today is class 4. So now in today's class, we'll go and discuss about what introduction to Power BI. So let me go and keep here. Today is class 4. Let me keep here. Today is class 4. In today's class, we'll discuss about what? Introduction to Power BI, right? Okay. Now, before going to start discussing what is Power BI, first, let me take this business applications process as we are discussing about this 4-step business applications process, guys. So now we are trying to implement this 4-step business applications process with the help of Power Platform, right? So in this business applications process, already we done with how many steps? We done with step 1. That is nothing but creating an app, Power Apps. To create the app, what the software we used? Power Apps. And also we done with step 2, that is data sources. What is the data source software we used in the previous class? SharePoint. And also we done with step 3, that is nothing but automation. So to perform the automations, we use which software? Power Automate. So we done with already the step 1. We done with step 2. Also we done with what? Step 3. So these 3 steps already completed. Now there is one more pending, step 4. Step 4 is nothing but what? Data analysis. So data analysis means what? Analyzing the business data. Data analysis means what? Analyzing the business data. So here, nowadays, most of the companies are preferred to analyze the business data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports, guys. Most of the companies are preferred to analyze their business data in the form of what? Visuals or in the form of report. And now, if you want to create the visuals or reports for data analysis purpose, first of all, we need to have what? Data. So to create the visuals or reports, first of all, we need to have the data. So as we know that already, where the companies will go and store the business data, companies will store the business data in the data sources, right? And also we know that it will store the data in which format? Companies will store the data in the data sources in the form of what? Tables. And also we know that companies will store the business data in the form of tables. So now let's take, there is one table here, guys. I'm taking the same table here, orders table or sales table. Let's take, there is one table, sales table or orders table. And let's consider in this table, you have 10 million orders data is there. Let us consider you have how many orders data? You have 10 million orders data is there, right? Now, if the data is in the form of table, if you have this kind of huge volumes of data, it is not easy to analyze the data, I guess. It is not easy to understand the data if it is in the form of tables. So in order to go and analyze this data in a better way, what companies are doing, whatever the data is there in the form of table, whatever the data is there in the form of tables, we are going to show that they're converting that data in the form of what? Visuals or reports. Whatever the data is there in the form of tables, they're showing that data in the form of visuals or reports, right? Once after showing the data in the form of visuals or reports, by taking the data from the data sources, we'll show that data in the form of visuals or reports. Once after creating the visuals or reports, next we'll do what? By seeing these visuals or reports, we'll do what? We'll analyze the data. We'll do what? We'll go and analyze the data. Analyzing the data will call it as what? Analyzing the data will call it as what? Data analysis, guys. Analyzing the data will call it as what? Data analysis. So as nowadays, most of the companies are preferred to analyze the data in the form of visuals or reports. And now to create the visuals or reports, we need to have the data. So by taking the data from the data sources, we'll understand in today's class how to create the visuals or reports. Once after creating the visuals or reports, by seeing that visuals, how the companies will analyze the data, we'll go and discuss practically, guys. Practically, we'll try to understand how to go and perform this data analysis process, right? So now to perform this data analysis process or to create the visuals or reports, we are going to which software now in today's case? We are going to use the Power BI software. So using Power BI, using Power BI, uh, how to create the visuals or reports, and by seeing the visuals or reports, how we'll go and analyze the data, we'll understand now in today's class, guys, right? Fine, okay. Let me keep here. So to perform this data analysis process, we'll go and use the Power BI software, right? So now let me list out all the different points which I'm going to cover now in today's class, guys. Let me list out those. So let me keep here the different points which I'm going to discuss now in today's class. The first point we'll understand about what is Power BI, what is Power BI, and the second point we'll understand what is data analysis, what is data analysis, and next third point we'll understand is how to perform the data analysis using Power BI software. And next, we'll understand that is who will use the Power BI software, who will use what? Power BI software. And also we'll understand the next point, that is who will hire the Power BI developers. Who will hire whom? Power BI developers, right? So these are all the points which we are going to discuss now in today's class, guys. So now, among all those points, first let's start discussing about who will use Power BI and who will hire the Power BI developers, guys. Now try to understand. So first point, who will use the Power BI software? As we know that already, who will use the Power BI? If there is any company, what the companies will do? The companies will do some business, right? Companies will do what? They'll do some business. So now let's take well-known companies for us, guys. We're taking an example of Amazon. Uh, Amazon is doing what business? E-commerce business. And let's take some other company like ICICI. They're doing some business. What kind of business? They're doing some banking business. And let's take some other company like Swiggy. Swiggy is one company. They're doing some business. What kind of business? They're doing some food business. So like this, if you take any company, whatever the company it is, the companies will do what? They'll do some business, guys. The companies will do what? They'll do some business. So now if the company is doing some business, then the companies will have what? The companies will have some business data. Let's take Amazon is there. Amazon is doing the e-commerce business. So Amazon company will have some business data or not? Yes, Amazon company will have some business data. If you take ICICI, they are doing some banking business. So ICICI will have some kind of business data or not? Yes, they'll have. Let me give an examples here, guys. Let me give. So let's take Amazon. So Amazon is doing the e-commerce business. So now Amazon company will have what kind of business data? Let me keep here, guys. Amazon company will have the business data like let me keep. Amazon company will have the business data like they'll have the orders data. Mostly they'll have some orders data, guys. Like order ID. They'll have the sales related data. They'll have the profits related data, and they'll have the products related data, which products the customers are placing the orders, and they'll have what sellers related data, and also they'll have what customers related data and so on, like when the customer places the order date, like shipping date, delivery date. So like this, it will generate some lot of information, guys, right? So Amazon company will generate this kind of business data. And if you take ICICI is doing some banking business. So ICICI will have what kind of business data? They'll have the different types of accounts related data, different types of loans data, different types of loans data, different types of transactions related data, and also they'll have what debit cards related data, debit cards related data. They'll have the credit cards related data, and also they'll have what? They'll have the employees related data. They'll have what? Customers related data, and so on, guys, and so on. Like this, ICICI company will have some kind of business data, right? And if you take Swiggy, Swiggy is doing some food business. So Swiggy company also will have the business data same as Amazon. So Swiggy company also will have the orders data. Swiggy company also will have the sales data. That means Swiggy company will have the profits data. Here in place of products, we'll have what? Food items. Swiggy company will have what? Food items related data. And in place of sellers, here we'll call it as what? Restaurants. We'll have the restaurants related data, and we have the customers related data, guys. Like, so Swiggy company will have this kind of business data. And even if you take here, I'm taking some top MNC company, guys. Amazon is MNC company. If you take Swiggy, and these are the medium scale companies, medium or small scale companies. I'm taking another example. Let's take AB Trainings, guys. So AB Trainings is a very small scale company. So where we have around 15, 20 employees are working, very small scale company. So even AB Trainings also will have some kind of business data. So what kind of business data AB Trainings will have? Mostly we'll have what? Students related data. We'll have next, we'll have what? Courses related data. Next we'll have what? Trainers related data. And next we'll have what? We'll have the marketing related data. Next we'll have what? Employees related data, right? And also next we'll have enrollment related data. We'll have what? Enrollment related. Like this, we'll have some kind of business data. So if you take any company, guess whatever the company is, whether it is a small scale company, medium scale company, or a top MNC company, whatever the company is, what the companies will do, they'll do some business. If the company is doing some business, then must the companies will have some business data, guys. This kind of business data the companies will generate, right? So now whatever the business data the companies are generating, they need to store that data at one place, guys. So, okay, we understand companies are generating some business data. Now, whatever the business data companies are generating, they need to store that data at one place. Now, what is that place? Where the companies will store the business data? Already we covered, guys. Someone can answer, online people. Where the companies will store the business data?
Database.
In data sources.
Data sources, correct. So already we discussed it right in the previous class. Data sources are used for what? To store the business data. So same here. So whatever the business data the companies are generating, so where they'll store the data means they'll store the data in the data sources, guys. Data sources means it is the place where the companies will store their business data, as we know. So it may be any data source, guys. So let's take some companies will use SharePoint. Some companies will use SQL. Some companies will use Excel files. Some companies will use Oracle. So there are a number of data sources is there in the market, right? So it depends on the company's standards. Yeah. So let's take AB Trainings. We are a very small scale company. We are not able to bear the SharePoint licensing cost, SQL server cost. So our data was we are not able to bear, as it is a small scale. So we are using what? Excel sheets. We are storing our business data in Excel. So let's take if there is a medium scale companies that let's take if you take Amazon, maybe they are using some SQL server or some other data sources, famous data sources where they can store the data. So it depends. There are a number of data source softwares is there where the companies will store the data, right? And next to my requirement, whatever the business data is stored in the data sources. Now my requirement, I need to go and analyze the data, guys. What's my requirement? I need to go and analyze the data. Whatever the business data stored in the data sources, I need to analyze the data. As we know, one more point here. As we know, companies will store the data in the data sources in the form of what? Tables. Companies will store the data in the form of what? Tables. So now whatever the data is there in the form of tables, I want to analyze the data. Already I said that nowadays companies are preferred to analyze the business data in the form of what? Already said that companies are preferred to analyze the business data in the form of what? Correct. Visuals or reports. So let me keep that point here, guys. So nowadays, most of the companies are preferred to analyze the business data in the form of visuals or reports. Now, in order to go and show the data in the form of visuals or reports for data analysis purpose, we need to use one software. Whatever the data is there in the form of tables in the data sources, I want to show that data in the form of visuals or reports for data analysis purpose. So if you want to create the visuals or reports by taking the data from the data sources, then we need to have one software. So what's that software we are using to create the visuals or the reports, guys? We are using which software here? Power BI. Simple point, guys. So now, who will use Power BI software? As we come to know, who will use the Power BI software? If there is any company, if the company is doing some business, then companies will have what? Business data, where the companies will store that business data in the data sources. So in which format they'll store that data in the data sources? Tabular format. Now, whatever the data companies are storing in the data sources in the form of tables, now I need to analyze that data. So nowadays, companies are preferred to analyze the data in which format? Visuals or reports. So now, in order to go and create the visuals or reports, we are using which software? Power BI software, right? So clearly we understand who will use Power BI. Companies will use it. And also one more point we understand. Power BI is used for what? Power BI is used to create the visuals or the reports. To create the visuals or reports, you will take the data from where? Data sources. By taking the data from the data sources, with the help of Power BI software, we are able to create the visuals or reports, guys. Fine. Here we understand who will use Power BI, and also we understand Power BI is used for what, and also we understand Power BI is used for what, to create the visuals or reports for data analysis purpose. And then the next point to understand here, who will hire the Power BI developers now? So now for this question also, the answer will be same, guys. For this question also, the answer will be same. Now, who will hire the Power BI developers means, for this question also, the answer is same. So which company, whichever the company is using the Power BI software, which company is using what? Which company is using the Power BI software for what? To create the visuals or reports, to analyze the data. The same companies will go and hire whom? The same companies will go and hire the Power BI developer. Okay, simple. Who will hire the Power BI developers means which company is using the Power BI software? The same company will go and hire whom? Power BI developers. Now, why these companies are hiring the Power BI developers? Why these companies will go and hire the Power BI developers? Because Power BI developers will go and work with which software? Power BI software. So with the help of Power BI software, Power BI developers will do what? They'll create the visuals or reports. To create the visuals or reports, from where they will take the data? They'll take the data from the data sources, right? So clearly we understand who will use Power BI and who will hire the Power BI developers, right? Okay, so let me go and mention that point here, guys. As we come to know, nowadays, companies are using the Power BI software to create, or let me keep it like this, Power BI software to perform the data analysis, right? Fine, okay. And now from here, we need to understand few more points, guys. What we need to understand here is, we need to understand about what is Power BI, what the definition of Power BI. And the second point, we need to understand about what is data analysis, and we need to understand about what is meant by data sources. Already we know what is data sources. And then finally, how to perform the data analysis using Power BI software. These points we need to understand. So first, let me go and keep here what is Power BI, guys. What is Power BI? Already we know that. What is Power BI? In the class 1 we covered, guys. If I go to the class 1, if you see, when I go to the class 1, in the class 1, here, already we discussed about Power BI. Here I said that to perform the data analysis process, we'll use what? Power BI. I said that what is Power BI here? Power BI is a correct data analytics software, which is used for what? analyzing the business data stored in the data sources. The same point I'll mention here, guys. Let me go and keep that point here. So what is Power BI means? Power BI is a data analytics software. Data analytics software which is used to analyze the business data stored in the data sources in the form of tables. So whatever the business data stored in the data sources in the form of tables, to analyze that data, we'll go and use which software? Power BI software, right? Okay. And next point, we'll understand about data analysis. What is data analysis? This point also I covered, guys, already in the class 1. If you go to the class 1, in the class 1, already I discussed about data analysis. If you go to the class 1, in the class 1, when I am discussing about this data analysis process, business applications process, here I said that what's meant by data analysis. I said that data analysis means what? It is one process, guys. Correct. Just copy it, and then paste it here. So now I'll do some modifications in this definition. I'll add a few more words here. So as we know that it is one process, the process of converting the business data stored in the data sources in the form of tables into actionable information. Simple guess. What is data analysis? Data analysis means it is one process, the process of converting what? Business data stored in the data sources in the form of tables into actionable information. Actionable information means what? Visuals or reports. So this is what's meant by data analysis, as we know. And now, next, what is meant by data sources? We need to understand about data sources here. Why? Because to create the visuals or reports using Power BI software, we need to take the data. From where we'll take the data? We'll take the data from the data sources. We'll take the data from the data sources. Already we know what is meant by data sources. Again, if you go to the class 1, in the class 1 already discussed here, guys. Here I said that what is meant by data analysis. Let me copy it from here. Data analysis means what? It is one process, guys. The process of converting the business data into actionable information. Just copy it from here. The process of the place where the companies will store their business data, will call it as what? Data sources. Fine. Okay. And now let me go and discuss about how to perform the data analysis using Power BI. That means now we need to understand about how to create the visuals or the reports with the help of Power BI. By taking the data from where? Data sources. By taking the data from the data sources, using Power BI, we'll understand how to create the visuals or the reports, right? So to perform the data analysis using Power BI, first of all, we need to understand how to download and install the Power BI. We need to install the Power BI software in your system, guys. So let me go here. Let me show you how to download and install Power BI software. How to download and install the Power BI software. First, let me show you how to download it, and then I will install it, guys, right? Let me go and download it. So to download the Power BI software, go to any one of the browser, go to any one web browser, and then go and search here for what? Power BI desktop download. Let me select this option, Power BI desktop download. And then let me go and select this link. Click on this link, right? Just open this link. Open this link. Let me go here. And you can see there is an option to download the Power BI software. Just click on download, guys. Just click on download. When I click on download, it started downloading on the top. Let it download, guys. It will download. Once after downloading, I'll show you how to install it. Let it download. It is around 700 MB, near 700 MB. Let it download. Once the download is complete, then we'll start the installation process. think almost completed. Right, it is downloaded successfully. Once after download is completed, now go to the downloads folder in your system, guys. Go to where? Go to the downloads folder in your system. In the downloads folder, you can see there is a software name with what? Power by Desktop setup. So just double click on it. Just double click. Just double click on it or click on the enter button. So it will open this pop-up new screen. Just click on install button. It is simple, guys. Installing of Power BI is easy. Click on next and then click on this button here. Click on yes. Now it will open another pop-up, another window. Right. Don't do any changes. Just click on the next and check this box accepting the terms and conditions. Click on next and don't do any changes here. Directly go and click on next and then click on what? Install. And I click on install. Now it started installing, guys. Let it install now. So it will take some time to install, guys. So it totally depends on your system performance and speed. So if your system performance is good, then it will take around 3 minutes time. If it is not good, then it will be taking more than 5 minutes, guys. So let it install. So it will take some time. So meanwhile, let me do one thing, guys. So here, to understand this data analysis process in a better way, I'll take the same data, guys. I'm discussing about Amazon, Flipkart, right? So I'll take the same data here also. Amazon company will have the orders data. Swiggy company will have the orders data, sales data or orders data. I'll take the same example here in today's class. So I'm having some Excel files here. So in today's class, I'm going to take the Excel as my data source, guys. Excel as a source. So here, I'm having one Excel file in my system. I'm having one Excel file in my system. Let me go here. So there is an Excel file with the name sample superstore. There is an Excel file with the name what? Sample superstore. In this Excel file, there is a sheet. There is a sheet called what? Orders. In this table, this is the orders table. So in this table, if you see, we have some orders data. Like what is the order ID? What is the order date? Shipping date? Try to understand the columns, guys, so that you'll understand while creating the visuals. It is easy for you to create the visuals if you know what data it is there. Order ID, order date, shipping date, ship mode, customer ID, customer name, segment, country, city, state, postal code, region, product ID, category, subcategory, product name, sales, quantity, discount, profit. So these are all the columns we'll have. And then, okay, now how many rows is there? Totally are near 10,000 rows, 9,994 rows is there. Nearly 10,000 rows is there, right? Now I'm having 10,000 rows in this table, orders table. Let's take here now my requirement is, I want to know region wise what is the sales, guys. Now the data is in the form of table. Let's take, I want to know, understand what region wise what is the sales. Here I'm having the different regions, guys. East, west, north, south, central. 4 to 5 regions is there. Now I want to know region wise what the sales they are doing. Now it is possible for you to understand which region is doing what sales here if the data is in the form of table. No, guys, it is not easy. So it is not possible to understand region wise what the sales. Or let's take, I'm having one column called category column. Now I want to know category wise what is the sales they're doing. So how much time it, first of all, is possible to do it means no. If the data is in the form of table, then if you want to analyze this data, it is not possible to understand this, because a table contains the multiple rows, n number of rows is there. So whatever the data is there here in the form of table, now I want to show this data in the form of visuals or reports. Now to show this data in the form of visuals or reports, we'll go and use which software? Power BI software, right? Fine. So this is the data I'm having here. Keep in mind this data, guys. Let me close this. Let me check whether it is installed. Still, it is not installed. Let it install, guys. It's taking some time. It's taking some time. Just install it. Let it install. Right. It is installed successfully. Now just go and click on finish. Go and click on what? Finish. When I click on finish, now it will go and open the Power BI software. Now also you can see it is creating one shortcut here in the system. You can see there is a shortcut also created. So let it open. Let it open now. It will open this type of thing here for you, interface. So just go and click on new report. Click on what? Or a blank report. Let me select this. Now it will go and open the Power BI desktop software. It'll go and open what? Power BI desktop software. And now here, this is the place where we are going to create the visuals or the reports. So now, first of all, let me bring the data into Power BI. Where my data exists? In the Excel file, in my local system. So how I can bring that data into Power BI now? So to bring this data into Power BI, you need to go and click on what? There is a simple option available, Excel workbook. Just select this option, guys. When I select this option, so now it will allows you to go and connect to the Excel files in your system. So you can see there is a file with name what? Sample Superstore in my system. Let me select that file and click on open. Now it will open that file and it will show us the different tables. What are the different tables we'll have in that file? So these are the three tables we'll have. I want to take which table data? Orders table data. Select the table orders and just go and click on what? Load. When I click on load, now what Power BI will do? Power BI is going to bring the data into the Power BI software. Yes, I'm bringing the data into where? Power BI software. Whatever the data is there in the Excel, we are bringing that data into Power BI. Where we can see the data now, just go to the view called table view. There is a view called what? Table view. Go to the table view and you can see the table orders table. How many rows is there in this table? 9,994 rows is there. And these are the columns we'll have. Now, now I'm having the data in the form of table here. Now let me go and show you this data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports, right? So to create the visuals or reports, go to this view, report view. This is called as what? Report view. Here we'll create the visuals, guys. So first, my requirement, go to the view tab and then keep it fit to the window. And then just reduce somehow the width, right? Okay. And let me go and create the visuals here, guys. Right. First, I want to keep some header. I'm going to create one report here. The report name is sales analysis report. I'm going to analyze the sales data. So let me keep the report name. To keep the report name, go to the home tab and then go and take this text label, add one text label and keep this text label here, increase the width. And then let me go and align it to center, font size to 28. Let me keep the report name as sales analysis report. Sales analysis report. Let me select this. Let me reduce somehow the size. Doesn't feel looks good. Let me do one thing. Right. Let me keep it like the sales analysis report. And let me go and do some formattings. To do the formatting, select this text label and then go to the format text box. Let me go to this option formatting and let me go to the efforts. Let me keep some background color for this. This is how it looks like. Let me keep it in bold, right? Okay. You want to make it to center. It's not coming. Just wait 1 second. Let me go and keep it. Sales analysis report. And now once after keeping the report name, next let me go and create the visuals, guys. First, my requirement, if you see, I'm having few columns here: sales, quantity, discount, profit. I want to show this data. First, my requirement, I want to show the total sales they are doing. To show the total sales, simple. Here we have the different visuals. These are all the different visuals. So let me take one visual called quad visual, guys. There is a visual called quad. Just select that visual. It will add that visual to the screen. Just keep that visual here somewhere on the top left side. Reduce the height, reduce the width, right? Now in this, I want to show the total sales. So select this visual and then go to the tab called data tab. And then under the data tab, you can see what table name, orders table. Let's expand the table. And you can see the different columns in this table, right? Now let's see there is a column called sales column. Just select that column, drag and drop it here. Just drag and drop. You don't want to write any code, guys. Just drag and drop it. Now it is showing what total sales. What's the total sales? 2.30 million is the total sales. And let me do some basic formattings, guys. Select this code visual and then go to where? Go to this format your visual. And then let me go and increase the font size. Go to the cell layout. Go to values. Increase the font size. Right? Okay. Let me go with the fonts. I'll go with this font size. Let me go to the code layout. Shape. Okay, let me go with this. Let me go to the general now. Go to the effort. I want to keep some border and shadow. Let me change the shadow color or border color. And also let me change the shadow color to this one and shadow to inside. Shadow to inside. Bottom left. Bottom left. Or let me keep it like this. Let me keep it inside where that option top left. I think let me go here. Shadow to inside, right? Okay. So this is what the total sales, guys. Next, my requirement, I want to show the total profits. To show the total profits, again, let me go and add another one more quad visual. Just keep it here. Just keep this quad visual here. Reduce the height. Increase somehow the width. And go and drag and drop what column? Profit column. Select the profit column, drag and drop it here, right? Now copy the same formatting, select the code visual, copy the format painter and keep it here. I want to keep the same formatting for this one also. Reduce somehow the width, right? Okay. And next, let me go and add another one more code visual. In this code visual, I want to show them next what value I can show. Let's take the total quantity. Quantity means total number of products they're selling. Select the code and then just drag and drag what? Quantity column. Now just go and copy the format painter and keep it here. And next, let me go and add one more quad visual. Just keep the quad visual here. In this quad visual, I want to show them total discounts they're providing. So there is a column called discount column. Just drag and drop. So here we can understand what's the total discounts they're providing to the customers. So it is showing sum of discounts. We can change that value. Let me go here. I will rename it to just discount, right? It's not changed. If you want, you can rename to discount. It is discount. And right, next I want to show here the uh, total number of orders placed. I want to show what? Total number of orders placed. To show the total number of orders placed, go and take another one more code visual. Keep this code visual here. In this code visual, I want to show the total number of orders placed. So there is a column called already column. Just drag and drop that column. And let me go, sorry, it is added to the category. Let me add it into the fields. And let me go and save the count. I want to show the total number of orders. Now see, it is showing what the total number of orders placed, right? Let me do one thing. I want to reduce somehow the size, font size to, I want to reduce it. Right, okay. I'll go with this size because I want to have few more space here to create the next visual. Just reduce somehow the width, copy the same formatting, keep the same formatting for remaining all the visuals. And let me go and reduce somehow the width. And let me go here, reduce the width. Let me go here, let me reduce somehow the width. Right, okay. And next my requirement. Here I want to show the category wise sales. Here you can see there is a column called category column, guys. So here they are selling the different categories of products. It's a category column. These are the three categories of products: furniture, office appliance, and technology. These are the categories of products they are selling. So now let me go here. To show the data, I'll take one pie chart. I'll take which chart? Pie chart. And add the pie chart here. Just drag and drop it here. And now in this pie chart, I want to show what? I need to show the category wise sales. Simple, just drag the category column and then go and drag the sales column. Automatically shows the category wise sales. And let me do some basic formatting. Let me go and do some basic formatting. Increase the font size of these values. Let me increase the font size for these values and keep it in the bold, right? Okay. And then let me go to this general and then go to the efforts. Let me keep some border and shadow, change the border color and also change the shadow color and keep the shadow to inside bottom, right? Okay, now just reduce somehow the height, right? Here I'm showing what category wise what's the sales. Now see, by seeing this visual, easily you can understand which is the category is doing the highest sales. This is the category. Which category it is? When I hold the mouse, it will show that category name. Which category it is? Technologies. And what is that sum of sales it is doing? And it is showing the percentage also. Total sales is what? 2.30 million. So in the total sales, what's the percentage of this sales? This sales percentage is what? 36.4%, right? So you don't want to do that calculations, guys. You just drag and drop. Power BI will take care of all this stuff. And next, my requirement, I want to show the region-wise sales. I want to show what now? Region-wise sales. To show the region-wise sales, I'll take one donut chart. Let me keep the donut chart here. Increase the height and width. Now let me go on drag the region column and then drag what? Sales column. And let me take the copy format painter, keep it here. And now see how much time it will take for you to understand which is the region doing the highest sales. It will take some fraction of second. You can see this is the region. Which region it is? West. And which region is doing the least sales is the region. What region it is? South. But here it is possible for you to understand region wise what sales they are doing in the table? No. But here, how much time it will take for you to understand which region is doing what sales? It will take some fraction of seconds of time, right? And next, my requirement here, I want to show the subcategory wise profits. There is a column called subcategory column, guys, like accessories, appliances, art, binders, bookcases. These are subcategories. How many subcategories will have here? Around 18, 17 to 18 subcategories is there. I want to show subcategory wise profit now. Profit. So whenever if you want to show the profits data, so bar chart is the best visual. Let me take this bar chart, guys. Let me take the bar chart. Just drag and drop it here. And then let me go and drag what? Subcategory column. And then go and drag what? Profit column. Now it will show us what? Subcategory wise, what is the profits? And now let me go and do some basic formatting. Let me turn on the data labels and then go to value. Let me increase some font size. Keep it in the bold. Now it feels looks better. And let me go to the general, go and do some basic formatting. I'm keeping some border I'm keeping some shadow to inside, right? Okay. And now when I go and play, use this, now see, which is the subcategory doing the highest sales? Copiers. Copiers is a subcategory. What is the, sorry, not sales, it is profit, guys. Copiers is the subcategory which is doing the highest profit. What's that profit? 56,000. Second highest profit, phones, 45,000. So you can see clearly here, subcategory wise, what's the profits we are getting, right? And also if you observe, here there are three subcategories where we are getting some negative profits, guys. Instead of getting profit, I'm getting negative profit. So by seeing this visual, immediately what the company will do, as this subcategories are getting some negative profit, immediately they'll go and stop selling them. Why? I'm getting some negative profit. So why I need to sell them? I'll stop it definitely, right? Fine. And next here, I want to show the month-wise sales, guys. Month-wise, what's the sales they're doing? I want to know the month-wise sales. To know the month-wise what's the sales, simple. Let me go and take one line chart. I'll take one line chart. Keep this line chart here. Increase the width. And then let me go and drag the month column. Go to the order date column. In the order date, there is a column called month column. Just drag it the month column and then drag what? Sales column. And now see, it is showing what? Month-wise what the sales case. Now by seeing this visual, easily you can understand what the sales for each month. Now by seeing this visual, easily we can understand in which months they are doing the more business in the year ending guys. Maybe in October, November, December months, they are doing the highest business. And where they are doing the less sales, Jan and Feb months, they are doing very less sales. And where their business is moderate, from from April to August, their business is moderate. So like this, they can understand, guys, month-wise what the sales they're doing. And next, finally, they want to understand subcategory-wise. They want to understand subcategory-wise, both sales and profit, guys. Now, they want to know which subcategory is doing the highest profit and also highest sales. I want to keep all the subcategories. I want to keep all the subcategories one proper order based on the sales and profit. So for this, whenever if you want to find out whenever if you want to know two values, two column values based on this subcategory column, then at that time, we'll go and use which visual? Scatter chart. Let me take the scatter chart and keep it here. And now in this scatter chart, I'll go and drag and drop what? Subcategory column, sales column, and then profit column. And now see, it is placing all the subcategories in one proper order based on the sales and profit. So now let me do some basic formatting, guys. First, let me copy the format painter, keep it here, and let me go to the markers, increase the size. Okay. Now when I go and click on focus mode, now all the subcategories are placed in one proper order based on the sales and profit. Now see here it is showing the subcategory which is doing the highest sales and highest profit. This is the subcategory which is doing the highest sales and highest profit. What is that? When I hold the mouse, it is showing. What is the subcategory? Copiers. Copiers is a subcategory which is doing the first highest sales and first highest profit. And next, which is doing the second highest sales and profit? Phones. Next, which is doing the third highest sales and profit? Accessories. Fourth highest sales and profit? Paper. And fifth highest sales and profit? Binders. Next, sixth, chairs. So like this, you can understand, guys, which is the subcategory. It is placing all the different subcategories based on their sales and profit. Which is doing the highest sales and profit is keeping them on the top, remaining all are keeping in the right. So like this, we can create some visuals or reports, guys. Now, if you observe, just 1 second. Right. Now, if you observe here, I'm having the data here in the form of table. There is one table, orders table. Now, whatever the data I'm having here, I'm showing the data here in the form of what? Visuals or reports. This complete is one report, guys. This complete is what? One report. And these are all called as what? Visuals. These are all called as what? Visuals. So now, once after creating this kind of report, we'll share this report to the end users. That means client. We'll share that report to your client. Now, by seeing this visual, or sorry, by seeing this report, what they can understand? They can understand what the total sales, what's the profit, what's the number of products they're selling, discounts are provided, total number of orders placed. And here they can see category-wise what the sales. Here they can see region-wise what sales, which region is doing what, month-wise sales, subcategory-wise profit. So how much time it will take for them to understand the business data here? If it is in the form of visuals or reports, hardly how much time it will take? Maximum 5 minutes. Yes, maximum 5 minutes if you want to understand in a detailed way. But here, how much time it will take for you to understand the data? If it is in the form of table, first of it is possible? No, it is not possible, guys. So make a note, always tables are used for just to store the data. Tables are for what? Just to store the data, not to analyze the data. So whatever the data is there in the form of tables, so if you want to analyze the data, now we need to do what? We need to show that same data in the form of visuals or reports. We need to create this kind of visuals or reports by taking the data from the tables. Once after creating this type of visuals or reports, we'll share that report to the client. And by seeing these reports or the visuals, what the client will do, they can understand the data. They can analyze what's the sales they are doing, what's the profit. They're analyzing their business data. Analyzing the business data will call it as what? Analyzing the business data will call it as what? Data analysis. So this is all about what is meant by data analysis, guys. So with the help of Power BI software, how we can create the visuals or reports by taking the data from the data sources. By taking the data from the data sources, we understand here in today's class how to create the visuals or reports. Once after creating the visuals or reports, then by seeing that visuals or reports, how the companies will go and analyze the data. For this complete process, we are using which software? Power BI software, right? So this is all about what is Power BI, guys. And also, we understand this 4-step business applications process. So in the demo session, I given theoretical knowledge to you. I explained theoretically what is the business applications process. But in the last 3 classes, we understand in a detailed way, guys. So we understand practically how to create an app using Power Apps. And then from Power Apps, we understand how to store the data in where? Data sources. And once the data comes here into the data sources, we understand how to take that data as a reference and how we can do some automations using Power BI, using Power Automate. And then next in today's class, we understand by taking the data from the data sources, how to create the visuals or reports with the help of which software? Power BI software, right? So whatever theoretically I explained in the class 1 demo, the same points practically I am explaining here from the last 3 classes, guys, right? Fine. So we're done with this 4 introduction classes. We're done with this 4 introduction classes. Now the reason behind why I'm giving this 4 introduction classes means because there are few people where they are looking for all these courses, guys, Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power BI. And also, so now, if they want to complete these 3 courses one after the other, it will take some time. Power Apps, Power Automate itself, 2 months. Power BI itself, it will take 2 months to complete the course. Totally, when I go and include holidays, Saturdays, Sundays, it will be around 5 months time. So few people, they are not able to wait for 5 months. They want to complete the course in less time, right? So if they want to complete the course in less time, first of all, they need to have some basic understanding about what is Power Platform. So that's why I'm giving some introduction here, guys. What is Power Apps? We understand practically at a high level. We understand what is Power Automate at a high level. We understand what is Power BI, how to create the visuals at a high level. We understand each software, how it will work at a high level we discussed, correct? So the reason behind giving this introduction classes is, if you learn one after the other, it will take some 5 months time. So as many of the people are wants to complete the course in less time, within 2 months. So for them, keeping in mind those students, I'm giving this introduction classes. Now you have some basic understanding about what is Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI. So if you have the basic understanding about each software, then you can go and learn them parallelly, guys. You don't require to learn one after another. Why? Because we know Power Apps is for what? It is to create the app. That's all. Power Automate is for what? It is to do some automation. Power BI is for what? To create the visuals. That means these 3 softwares are different softwares, guys. There is no dependency between them. These 3 are independent softwares. So you can go and learn any one parallelly. Let's take for your batch. I'm going to start Power Apps from Monday, guys. For your batch, we'll start with what? Power Apps. So from Monday, we are going to start with Power Apps for your batch, for this batch 9 a.m. Once after completion of Power Apps, then we'll start what for the same batch? Once after completion of Power Apps, I'll start with what? Power Automate, right? And people, those who are looking for Power BI also, who are looking for Power BI. So in the next week, we are going to start one batch for Power BI guys. Who are looking for Power BI? This update is only for those students who are looking for Power BI. In the next week, we are going to start one new batch for Power BI. New batch for Power BI. People, those who wants to join for Power BI also, just contact to my team. My team will provide more information to you guys, right? So maybe this batch timing is, maybe I'm not sure what is the timing. Maybe it will be either 7:30, morning 7:30, or maybe it is evening 7:30. So who are looking for Power BI also, you can join in that course, right? As I mentioned again, Power BI, it is not a part of our curriculum. So it is separate course, separate fee, separate trainer will be there. And this is what, that's the reason I'm giving this introduction classes. And coming to Power Apps and Power Automate also, how much time, what is the duration I mentioned for Power Apps and Power Automate? 2 months. So even here also, people, they are not able to wait for 2 months, guys. They want to complete the course in within 1 month. Then how you can complete? So again, here for your batch, 9 a.m., I'm starting Power Apps first, right? So if you want to complete the course in within 1 month, then what you can do here is you can attend Power Automate in another timing, guys. So let's say we have the evening slot, 7:30 p.m. We have one slot at evening, 7:30 p.m. Right? So if you want to complete the course in 1 month, you can attend Power Automate in the evening 7:30 p.m. batch. It is up to you. If you want to complete in 1 month, you can go and join there. Otherwise, first you can go one of them. First Power Apps, next Power Automate. That this update is only people, those who want to complete the course in within 1 month. Morning 9 a.m. Power Apps you can attend. Evening 7:30 p.m. you can attend Power Automate. When the Power Automate will batch start, it will take some time, guys. Or maybe from 24th onwards, we'll start that batch, new batch. So that parallelly around you can complete maybe 40 days, within 40 days, you'll complete the course, right? So that is the reason I'm giving this introduction classes, guys. So now we're done with all these 4 introduction classes. So for your batch, I'm going to start with Power Apps from Monday. So on Monday, we'll start with Power Apps freshly for your batch, guys, right? So I'll stop here today and I'll see you in the next class on when? Monday, where we'll start discussing about Power Apps. And people who got registered, for you, we will share the new meeting link to attend the classes from Monday. To attend the classes from Monday onwards, we'll share the new meeting link. Whatever the link you people are using up to today's class, this link doesn't work from Monday. So I will share the new meeting link for the people, those who got enrolled. People, those who already enrolled, registered. For you people, I'll share the new meeting link to attend the class on Monday. People, those who haven't registered. So if you don't want to miss attending the live sessions, who haven't registered still, you can enroll for this batch before going to start the class on Monday, guys. Because if you don't want to miss the live sessions. Fine. Okay. So I'll stop here. The next class will be on when? Monday. So on Monday, we'll start with what? Power Apps, right? Fine. So I'll stop here. Now, if you have any questions, online people, now you can please unmute and go ahead, guys. Any questions, online people, now you can please unmute and go ahead.